Hello everyone, we'll begin with the session now. Hello everyone, good morning, good afternoon, good evening. Dear authors and invited guests, welcome to the technical session 8C. Myself Anshika Jain and this session would be moderated by me. I, on the behalf of Global Knowledge Research Foundations and GIA Scholastic LLP, it is my great pleasure to welcome you all to the 4th World Conference on Information Systems for Business Management ISBM 2025 Bangkok, Thailand. The 4th edition of the conference is being organized in a hybrid mode. The physical event was held day before yesterday in Bangkok, Thailand, and the virtual event is being held through Zoom yesterday and today, that is 25th and 26th September 2025. I hope you will enjoy the knowledgeable and interactive sessions throughout the day. In this session, we will have 10 presentations, and each presenter will be given 10 minutes for the presentations and 2 minutes for the questions and answers. On 9 minutes, I will raise a very gentle reminder. There is another request to all the participants that you stay connected with us till the closing remarks. If you have any queries or any updates, then you can write it to me in the chat box below. Just before we get started with the session, I would like to introduce you all to the chair for this session. Dr. Rupali Mahajan. Ma'am is an associate professor and head of data science department as well as the associate dean of research and development at Vishwakarma Institute of Technology, Pune. With strong background in computer science and engineering, she has made a significant contribution to the field, holding 18 patents. Her research interests include ML, AI, and deep learning. Welcome to the session, ma'am.
Thank you, Anshika.
Now we'll be moving ahead with the presentations. First, we have Natalia to present the paper titled Advanced Supply Chain Planning Through the Human Center to Foster Resilience and Sustainable Agri-Food Supply Chain 5.0. Are you there? Natalia, are you there? Okay. Moving ahead, we have Windy to present the paper titled Advancing Audit Effectiveness Through AI Driven Digital Audits and Auditor Competency, the Moderating Role of Technological Infrastructure. Windy, are you there?
Yes, miss.
Yeah.
I'm
You
there.
may, yeah, you may please begin with your presentation.
I'm the first.
Yeah.
Okay. Wait a minute. Can you hear my voice clearly?
Yeah, I can hear your voice clearly.
Okay.
Yeah, you may please start now.
Okay. Good afternoon, ladies and gentlemen. It's a pleasure to be here today. My name is Windy Permatasyono, and I will be presenting our study and the title Advancing Audit Effectiveness Through AI-Driven Digital Audit and Auditor Competency, the moderating role of technological infrastructure. This research is motivated by the rapid digital transformation in auditing and its alignment with Sustainable Development Goal or SDG 9, which focus on resilient infrastructure, innovation, and industrialization. Okay, and the next introduction. In the era of AI, digital audit has reshaped how assurance is delivered. AI tools can automate routine tasks, improve anomaly detection, enhance both accuracy and timeliness. However, in many developing countries, including Indonesia, challenges remain limited digital infrastructure, low auditor digital competency, and insufficient regulatory frameworks. From this background, our research seeks to address three main questions. And the first, how does digital audit influence audit effectiveness? And the second, what role does auditor competency play? And the last, how does technological infrastructure moderate this relationship? And then research gap. Existing study mainly focus on developed economy. Research that consider auditor competency and technological infrastructure together remains limited. Therefore, our objectives are clear and diverse. To examine the effect of digital audit on audit effectiveness, and the second, to analyze the contribution of auditor competency, and the third, to explore the moderating effect of technological infrastructure. And then theoretical framework. Our frameworks built onto perspective, and the first, the technology organization environment atau TOE framework, which emphasizes innovation adoption influenced by technology, organization, and environment. And the resource based view, RBV, highlighting that human capital auditor competence serve as critical strategic resources. And then hypothesis development. From this foundation, we develop 5 hypotheses. And the first, digital audit has a positive effect on audit effectiveness. And the second, auditor competency positively influence audit effectiveness. And the third, technological infrastructure has a positive effect on audit effectiveness. And the fourth, technological infrastructure moderate the effect of digital audit on audit effectiveness. And the last, technological infrastructure moderate the effect of auditor competency on audit effectiveness. And the research method, the study used a quantitative approach with structural equation model, especially specifically PLSM. We survey 150 professional auditor from both public and private sector in Jakarta. The respondent had at least 1 year of experience using digital audit or AI-based technology. Validated instruments were applied for construct the first digital audit, auditor competency, technological infrastructure, and audit effectiveness. Data analysis was performed using smart PLS with reliability and validity tests conducted prior to hypothesis testing. Ethical standard, including informed consent and confidentiality, were carefully observed. Okay, and the next, result and discussion. Before testing the hypothesis, we first validated the measurement model. On the left, convergent validity. You can see the convergent validity result. All factor loading are above 0.7, which confirm that the indicator strongly represent their respective construct. On the right, discriminant validity table show that the HTMT values are all below 0.9. This means that each construct, digital audit, auditor competency, technological infrastructure, and audit effectiveness is distinct and not overlapping. Together, this result confirm that our measure model is both reliable and valid, providing a solid foundation for the hypothesis testing. And the next, and in table 2, all converged alpha value are above 0.8 and composite reliability value exceed 0.87. The AV value are also above 0.5. This confirm that all construct, audit effectiveness, digital audit, auditor competency, and technological infrastructure are reliable and valid. In table 3, the R-square value for audit effectiveness is 0.526, which means that about 52.6% of the variance in audit effectiveness is explained by the independent variable. Based on change criteria, this is considered a moderate level, indicating that our model has good explanatory power. And the next, direct effect testing result, bootstrapping with 5,000 resample was used to evaluate PET coefficient, SA, p-value, t-value, and confidence interval. Hypothesis is accepted if test statistic more than 1.974 and p-value less than 0.05. And then our result showed 3 strong direct effect. And the first, digital audit significantly improve audit effectiveness. And the second, auditor competency has a positive and significant effect on audit effectiveness. And the third, technological infrastructure demonstrated the strongest effect on audit effectiveness. All 3 hypotheses are accepted. Okay, and the next, indirect effect testing result. We test technological infrastructure as a moderating variable. Hypothesis accepted if test statistic more than 1.974 and p-value less than 0.05. We found two different patterns. First, technological infrastructure does not strengthen the effect of digital audit on audit effectiveness. This hypothesis is rejected. And then the second, technological infrastructure does strengthen the effect of auditor competency on audit effectiveness. This hypothesis is accepted. And then discussion. These findings suggest several important insights. And the first, digital audit enhance effectiveness by speeding up process, expanding coverage, and enabling anomaly detection. And the second, auditor competency is equally critical. Skills in digital literacy, analytics, and system are key to the success. And the third, technological infrastructure acts as moderating factor. On the on hand, weak or fragmented infrastructure can reduce the effectiveness of digital audit. On the other hand, strong infrastructure amplifies the impact of auditor competency, supporting reliable and effective audit outcomes. The direct effect further confirm that digital audit, auditor competency, and infrastructure is independently contribute to improve audit effectiveness. Overall, this finding emphasizes that the synergy between technology, humans, competence, and robust infrastructure is fundamental for audit transformation fully aligned with Sustainable Development Goal 9 on industry innovation and infrastructure. In conclusion, both digital audit and auditor competency significantly, sorry, and conclusion, both digital audit and auditor competency significantly enhance audit effectiveness. Technological infrastructure acts as a double-edged sword. It might hinder effectiveness if underdeveloped, but strongly support skill auditor when robust. The key message is this: successful audit digitalization uh, requires not just technology but also competent human resource and solid infrastructure. And the last, application, limitation, and future research. Limitation and of course, the study has limitation that data were collected through self-reported survey, which might be biased. We didn't spare public and private sector difference, nor did we fully examine regulatory or cultural factor. And then future research should expand comparison between sector, use qualitative or mixed method, and explore regulatory framework and ethical aspect of AI adoption. And practical implication, we suggest regulator and policymaker develop auditor competency program, invest in technological infrastructure, and promote ethical and the last inclusive AI-driven audit. Okay, to conclude, our study show that digital information in auditing offers transformative potential, but success depends on the readiness of both people and system. Thank you very much for your attention. I look forward to your discussion. Thank you, Miss.
Thank you so much. Ma'am, do you have any questions? Or should we move further? So I guess no questions then. We'll be moving
Okay,
ahead.
thank you.
Thank you.
Thank you, Miss. Can I leave the Zoom because I want to change the other Zoom and I maybe can I leave Miss
Please
Ansika?
yeah. Please stay till the closing remarks. And if there is an emergency, you can leave. Okay. Thank
Thank you, Miss.
Next, we have Natalia to present the paper Advanced Supply Chain Planning through the Human Center to Foster Resilience and Sustainable Agri-Food Supply Chain 5.0. Are you there, Natalia?
Hi, yes.
Yeah, you may please start with the presentation.
Okay.
Natalia, are you sharing the screen?
Yes.
Okay. Yeah, please start.
Okay. I start.
Yes, please start.
Okay. Good afternoon. Good afternoon, everyone. My name is Natalia Elizabeth Zachary Sailar, and together with my colleague, Dennis Wakanka, we're pleased to present our research. The title of our work is Advanced Supply Chain Planning throughout the human-centered to foster resilience and sustainable agri-food supply chains 5.0. The research focuses on how advanced planning and human-centered approach can improve resilience and sustainability in agri-food supply chain. Uh, Agri-food supply chain face many goals challenges to date. First, resource constraints and natural resources like water, energy, and raw materials are limited, and this affects for production. Second, global disruptions such as pandemics, wars, and climate change. These events interrupt supply, transport, distribution. To answer these problems, Supply Chain 5.0 proposes a human-centered model. This model combines advanced technology and human judgment. For example, artificial intelligence and digital platforms uh, support operations, but human remain at the center for decision making. In our study, we use the Bedwars methods. The method helps to compare criteria and select the most important ones. In It provides a structured way to make decisions under uncertainty. Our goal was to identify and prioritize decade strategic drivers to can help agri-food supply chain becomes more resilient, sustainable, and human-driven. The keywords that guide our research are supply chain planning, human-centered, resilience, supply chain 5.0, and sustainable supply chain. This represents main focus of our study. In the theoretical background, we discuss for these main dimensions. Number one, advanced supply chain planning. This prefers the planning recourse and information to improve service levels and efficiency. Number two, human-centered in supply chain 5.0. This means synergy humans and technology, for example, Internet of Things and blockchain, support faster decisions, but human creativity and responsibility remain central. Number three, resilience. Resilience is not only recovery after disruptions, but also adaptations and transformation. For example, resilience chains can continue operations even during climate variability or supply interruptions. And number four, sustainability. This prefers to balance economic, social, and environmental goals. It includes practice like green technologies, resource optimizations, and circular economic integrations to resource waste and recycle materials. To analyze these dimensions, we work with enabling drivers for supply chain planning. We have information systems and digitalizations, supply management and collaboration, capacity planning and service levels, and hybrid models and resilience strategies. For a human-centered in supply chain 5.0, we have human-machine collaboration, digital empowerment, strategic digital enablers, and technology-driven personalization. For resilience, the drivers are engineering resilience, advanced technologies, social ecological resilience, and digital risk analytics. And for sustainability, the drivers include human-centered innovation, resource optimization, and green technology adoptions, and circular economic integration. These drivers show the complexity of supply chains and how different areas contribute to efficiency and adaptability. In the results, first main criteria dimensions. First, we analyze the main criteria or the dimensions. The result shows the planning supply chain has the highest weight. It is followed by human-centered, then resilience, and finally sustainability. This means that planning is still the foundation of supply chain management. Without strong planning, it is difficult to achieve resilience or sustainability. And sub-criteria are drivers. In planning, the strongest driver is capacity and service level planning. In human-centered, the key driver is human-machine collaboration. In the resilience, the top driver is engineer resilience. And in sustainability, resource optimization is the most relevant. Finally, the results, global prioritizations. The global results confirm the capacity and service level planning is number one, followed by human-machine collaboration and supplier collaboration. This showed that companies still focus on efficient spheres while sustainability comes later. The conclusions, number one, the capacity and service level planning stand out as the most critical drivers for advanced supply chain planning. Human-centered collaboration and supplier coordination enhance efficiency, adaptability, and decision-making. And number three, sustainability and digitalization are essential to still depend on operational maturity. And the framework calls the resilience, sustainability, and human-centric across diverse agri-food contexts, including smallholders networks. Thank you so much.
So much for your presentation. So we'll be moving on to the next presentation now. Next, we have Simran to present the paper titled Artificial Intelligence Powered Credit Scoring Models Advancing Financial Inclusion Amidst Legal and Ethical Challenges in India. Are you there?
Yes. Yes, I'm there.
Yeah, please start your presentation.
Just a second. I just want to share my screen.
Yeah, you can share now.
Is my screen visible to you?
Yes, your screen is visible. You may begin now.
All right. Thank you so much. Yes. Good morning to one and all present here. My name is Simran Samkhian. I am a research scholar of law in Punjab University, Chandigarh. The topic for my presentation is the AI-powered credit scoring models advancing financial inclusion amidst legal and ethical challenges in India. So before I start with my presentation, I would like to bring to your kind notice the objective of the research paper was mainly to see how the AI or the AI technology has also taken up the banking system in India. At the same time, how it is replacing the traditional credit scoring system. So my main agenda is not to see the overall development, but only to focus on the one aspect of AI powered credit scoring system. What it is, I will be discussing in my presentation. And after that, there is another objective that whether this technology is also helping us or assisting us in achieving the financial inclusion. That is one of the objective of government of India. And lastly, the main objective was to see what all legal issues and problems we are facing when we are deploying AI models in banking services, specifically in getting credit scores. And do we really have adequate legal framework to deal with all these legal challenges and issues that we come across? So the hypothesis for my research paper was that India right now do not have adequate legal framework to deal with all the legal issues and challenges that we are facing today. And as far as the research methodology is concerned, it is a legal research. So I have used doctrinal method in which I have referred to around 44 to 45 research papers where I got to know and I achieved the objectives of my research paper. Before I start with my research paper, I again want to bring to your kind notice that even though there are many fields where banking institutions are deploying AI, but my main focus is on AI powered credit scoring system. So as far as traditional credit scoring system was concerned, they only used to take into consideration payment history or the income of the customer or the one who is seeking a loan. But right now, when we have AI models, the one it is not only analyzing your financial data, but at the same time, it is analyzing your non-financial data, that is the alternate data from your social medias and data from your web browsing and application history in order to judge your credit worthiness. So this is a credit score AI powered credit score system. So what is credit scoring? As far as India is concerned, it is basically to predict the credit worthiness of the customer. So there are mainly three digits, and according to three digits, we get to know the credit worthiness of the loan seeker, or here we can call it as a borrower. So there are actually credit information companies which are recognized by the apex body, that is Reserve Bank of India, and the Trans Union Civil Equifax. They are few of the information companies who are giving us the credit scores. So the next thing is, if you have a credit score from 300 to 599, it is considered as poor. You will not get any kind of loans. Your request might get rejected. Then we have 600 to 649 score, which is comparatively fair. You might get a loan approval, but with higher interest rates. Then we have the another one, that is a good credit score from ranging from 650 to 749, where you get a quick approvals for your loan, but with a comparative you say rates, but at last you have excellent credit scores which range from 750 to 900. Here you get quick loans as well as at cheaper interest rates. So in India, we have many banking institutions like SBI, HDFC, Capital Float, Just Money. They are using these AI models to give you these kind of scores, and based on these scores, you are going to get the loans. Now, the thing is the concept of financial inclusion. This is also a seventh sustainable development goal, and every government is trying to achieve it. But the question here is whether AI technology can help us in achieving the financial inclusion. So, yes, why? Because we know that AI includes within itself the machine learning and natural learning processor and many others, where it is not only analyzing the financial data but also the alternative data, and which is very much helpful. By because the underserved population who do not have any kind of a credit history, who have very limited documentation, they are actually within the chicken and egg dilemma. That is, since they don't have any kind of a credit history, or they don't have any kind of a document, they are unable, or they are not eligible to get a credit score. But when we are deploying AI models in credit scoring, they can also assess the non-traditional data, and on the basis of that data, they can give you a score. So yes, it is in a way helping us in achieving the goal of financial inclusion. The key challenges, the key legal challenges that we face today while we are deploying AI in the banking system is that the AI service providers who are giving us the facilities, they are not very much within the legal framework, because we have laws which are regulating credit institutions, credit information companies, as well as specific users. But as far as AI service providers are concerned, it is a kind of a gray area that I got to know while I was researching during this paper. Then another concern is about data privacy concern. Obviously, all the financial or non-financial data, even if we are taking it from our social medias or we are taking it from our web browsing, they are sensible information. So there is actually our personal or sensible information is at risk. Then the another one is of algorithm biases. Whenever we are training AI models on discriminatory data, we might get discriminatory results. For example, we may give good credit scores to the people who are living in urban areas since they have quite an income, but at the same time, the people coming from rural background, we might give them a less credit scores. Then the next issue is transparency issue. Whenever AI is being deployed, what kind of a factor it is taking into consideration to give us the credit scores, that is actually questionable. And since there is no explainability to it, and here the transparency and the accountability get compromised. The last one is data manipulation. It can be done by the borrower himself or herself. Now, what happens is they know that AI models are going to use the alternative data, so they can manipulate all the information on social medias and their application histories as well as their browsing patterns. And now, do we have adequate regulatory frameworks to deal with all these legal issues? So there is a one principal act, that is Credit Information Companies Regulation Act 2005. This is a kind of an act which is regulating the credit information companies. And as far as specific user is concerned, yes, they have not mentioned whether AI service providers will be included in it or not. But since we have 2021 amendment regulation, they have said that specific user will include any kind of an entity which is processing the financial information. As far as the loophole is concerned with regards to this law is that they are regulating only the financial data and not the non-financial data with which the AI models actually deal with. So we, as far as your non-traditional data is concerned, your non-financial data is concerned, we don't have any kind of a law in India as such. The next is the directions which were given by RBI 2025. These are direction to given to all the CICs and CIs that you have to submit all the credit information in time, on time, and you have to update them as well within the 30 days. And but again, these directions are dealing only with the financial data and not with the unstructural non-financial data. Then we have the Digital Personal Data Protection Act. this act is a very good act. The president has also given the consent for the same, but it is not enforced. But once it come enforced in India,
Hi,
all the
sorry to interrupt you, but you have 1 minute to conclude your presentation.
yes, I am. Yes, I'll just be needing 1 minute. So as far as this DP Act is concerned, once the person get the consent, only then you can assess their personal information. And the last, we have data biased. As far as this issue is concerned, India do not have any kind of a law as such. So we can only have technical solutions for the same. That is, we can have the bias detective tools and corrective actions to take this meanness into control. And lastly, we do not have any kind of accountability and transparency when it comes to credit scores by AI models. But at the same time, if we are also going to create explanatory AI models, somewhere out there we are going to enforce transparency. And the RBI has also constituted a committee by Free AI who is actually working for the future guidelines. So in the end, I just want to say that yes, my hypothesis is an affirmation that we do not have enough to deal with all these legal issues. But at the same time, when we are going for the AI benefits, we have to think about accountability and transparency. We really need to have to deal with all these legal issues so that we can control the risks in the financial services. And for that matter, as far as ethical deployment of AI models is concerned, it is not only going to benefit the consumers as well as the banking institutions as well. Thank you. Thank you.
Thank you so much for your presentation. So we'll be moving on to the next presentation now.
All right. Thank you.
Next, we have Howard to present the paper titled Chicken Disease Image Classification Using Modern CNNs and Vision Transformers. Are you there?
Yes, I'm here.
Yeah, you may please begin with your presentation.
Thank you. Okay. Can y'all see my screen?
Yes, I can see your screen.
Perfect. Okay, so my name is Howard Prelo, and I'll be presenting on chicken disease image classification using modern CNNs and vision transformers. The contributors were myself, Dr. Ariel, and Dr. Blackstone. The background for this is due to the rapid population expansion just across the globe, the agriculture, especially the meat products, need to advance with analyzing like diseases and everything tied to either cattle, poultry, or just across the board to ensure that there's sustainability as well as food security. Because if, let's say, in smaller regions where their poultry farms tend to have, let's say, a higher number of like Newcastle disease or something like that, it leads to long terms without having adequate enough nutrients, specifically like protein or even other crops as well, if something along those lines happen. And so the importance of poultry in agriculture, since 2016, poultry has been one of the leading livestocks across the world and is especially the main source of like protein within developing nations. It's a key income source as well for small farmers and is essential for feeding large populations just due to how uh, easy it is within within range of agriculture and everything. And so with that, it comes to health concerns, just because the health of the poultry is a major concern, just because diseases could be found, such as nasal discharge or breathing difficulties that could come to you from the disease within the poultry. And so this leads us to the chicken disease image classification task, which includes common diseases like coccidiosis, Newcastle disease, and salmonella. And on the right, you can see images of what the chicken feces or poultry feces would look like. being infected with it. And so the images come from small farmers within Arusha and Kilimanjaro regions within Tanzania between September 2020 and February 2021. And they're all take on similar devices just to ensure that the phones and the images being produced were all similar. And so this provides this basically allows the creation of early disease detection within these chicken farms where all you need is a phone and the ability to upload maybe the image, and then somebody who's hosting the model would be able to run it and analyze like what disease is found. And so within this, I propose leveraging the latest convolutional neural networks and vision transformers for poultry disease detection, just to see where the state-of-the-art stuff now is capable of, and also how efficient we could be with providing solutions within these spaces and how high quality would they be. And so the objective is just to explore the capabilities and effectiveness of advanced AI technologies in classifying poultry diseases, setting a new standard for poultry health diagnosis through cutting edge AI models. And so related works, this is an example of the convolutional neural network where basically it takes patches of an image and feeds them through larger and larger patches through the model. And based on that, it's able to make a classification as to what's in the image. And since then, there has been a development of more complex and more efficient or better performing models, such as EfficientNet and ComNext, which will be implemented in the study. And so EfficientNet was introduced by Tand and others in 2019, which revolutionized CNNs by uniformly scaling the dimensions and depth and resolution with a compound coefficient, which allows for a lot more accuracy with a lot less parameters and lower computational costs across the board. And then ComNext was a combination between transformers and CNN architectures, which provides the state of the art in a bunch of image classification tasks, especially on high resolution or high resource problems. And then Vision Transformers was pioneered based off of Transformers within the name, and basically takes in an image and it breaks it up into patches. And so you can think of an image being split up into like 9 patches and being fed in like tokens into the model sequentially with like overlapping parts, and then based on that, it would build out a prediction. And so that came with the data efficient image transformer, similar to EfficientNet, which just makes the architecture a lot more efficient, as well as better for training on smaller data sets, as well as reducing the need for extensive data and computational resources. And then SWIN, which is the better performing aspect of it, which allows a more hierarchical design as well as shifted windows to provide even more attention across the patches and having a finer level of detail. And so all in all, that gets us into our data set description, which was from a 2022 study containing 8,000 images captured via mobile phones into 4 classes representing different health conditions, such as salmonella, Newcastle disease, healthy, once in coccidiosis. And so altogether, while we do have a fairly balanced classes, only Newcastle disease is severely underrepresented. And then pre-processing, the images are all transformed to 224 by 224 pixels. And then this is just to ensure that it's all uniform, as well as each image features a single piece of fecal matter with a simple background. And then we also keep full color just due to the feces has different colors depending on the disease. So black and white wasn't really, didn't capture the detail needed, as well as normalization within the color values for simplified data and model weight size reduction. And overall, we had 80% training, 10% for validation, and 10% for testing. And then the approach, we stratified splitting to address the class imbalance within the data set. So ensuring that the training set was representative of the test set and validation set, and not having maybe Newcastle disease being underrepresented in training and overrepresented in testing. And so the models we went with was the two CNNs models, efficient and convex, vision transformers, DIT and SWIN transformers, as well as machine learning models to establish like a baseline, which light GBM, KNNs, and support vector machines. And so with the CNNs and vision, with the vision transformers models, they went under fine tuning and a learning rate with all within the same space. So to ensure that one model didn't have a better step up versus the other. And so we kept it to around the same epochs, same learning rate, and fine tuning. And then the machine learning models were used as is without expansive parameter tuning as well. And so the evaluation metrics, weighted F1 was the target measure because just due to the class imbalance with Newcastle disease, we wanted to ensure that it was represented as well. And so that leads us to our results. And so overall, we were able to set the new state of the art with SWIN, well, with a couple of models with SWIN and Convex being able to outperform the previous state of the art model, as well as it's clear that the just across the board, we're able to provide high performing models with a lot less resources, as seen with EfficientNet, and then the data efficient transformers, where we're able to get 97% F1 as well as 90% F1 as well. And then you can see the confusion matrix across the models here, where you can see where within for light GBM, the majority of the confusion came
Hi,
between
sorry
healthy
to
and
interrupt you, but you have 1 minute to conclude your presentation. Thank you.
sounds good. So you can see that between healthy and Newcastle disease was a large part of the confusion, as well as potentially salmonella in healthy. And so then this is the PR curve of all the models, where you see KNNs was similar to a coin flip, but everything else performed fairly on par with each other, just different levels of accuracy. And then within the specific models across class PR curves, it was clear that SWIN was near perfect. EfficientNet, while was the performance was not as perfect, provided near the performance for a lot less compute. And then light GBM struggled severely on Newcastle disease versus the other sets. And so in conclusion, the study highlights the capabilities of state-of-the-art image classification models, emphasizes the importance of dataset characteristics within particularly class balance and model training and evaluation. And so the impact on poultry farming is that this could provide the foundation for highly accurate and precise tooling that is also low compute. And so limitations is the data set imbalance as well as not enough data. So the hope is to be able to expand the data set and explore data augmentation to potentially expand it through there, as well as parameter tuning to squeeze out even more performance. And that is it.
Thank you so much for your presentation. So now we'll be moving on to the next presentation. Okay. Next, we have Vecha to present the paper titled E-commerce and Sustainable Supply Chain Management, a Bibliometric Analysis Approach. Are you there?
Yes.
Yeah, you may please start with your presentation. Yeah, please start.
Yes. I hope my screen is visible.
Yes, it is visible.
Yeah. So, good morning, everyone. I'm here to present our business research paper on e-commerce in sustainable supply chain. Mainly, it's a bibliometric analysis. This work was carried out as a part of the ISBM Conference 2025 by our team from Amrita School of Business, Amravati. So, in this research, we explored how sustainability integrates with e-commerce supply chain and how global research trends have evolved in this domain. So now I have introduced the topic. Let me quickly give you an overview of what this research is about. So this study mainly aims to uncover global research trends in e-commerce within sustainable supply chain management. We applied a bibliometric analysis using our software and Viewer as viewer to identify the emerging themes, collaborations, and future directions. So the big picture takeaway is that the big picture takeaway in that research is that field is expanding rapidly, mainly the e-commerce. So, and our work highlights how technology, sustainability, and the resilience are coming together. So, to understand this research better, it's important to first look at the background and why this topic matters. So, supply chain management, sustainable supply chain management enhances flexibility, agility, and competitiveness in business. So technology integration such as like IoT and AI helps optimize this logistics, inventory, and the customer management. Mainly in India, e-commerce is growing fast, but the adoption of sustainable practices still faces challenges. So this study is guided by the triple bottom line principle, that is balancing the profitability, environmental responsibility, and the social trust. So with this context in mind, we framed a few key research questions to guide our research. So, these are the main three questions that we focus. What are the emerging research trends in the e-commerce and SSEM? Second one is, how is research structured in terms of publications, citations, and collaborations? Third is, what is the future scope of SSEM in e-commerce? So these questions help us define the scope and as well as the direction of our analysis. To answer these questions, we designed a structured methodology which I'll walk you through in this slide. Here we have used PRIMS model framework to systematically screen the studies. From over 1300 documents retrieved in the Scopus, we narrowed down to 578 retrieved. We kept the filters like English only publications. We mainly took it from 2021 to 2025. So for this, we have used R package for bibliometric analysis and VOS viewer for visualization, collaboration, and keyword networks. So overall, this gave us both quantitative insights and network visualizations. As part of this methodology, we also defined our data sources and filtering processes, which help refine our study. So, our data came from the Scopus database using the string e-commerce and supply chain management and sustainability. These three were the main keywords we used. From 1361 results, after filtering for quality and the relevance, we finalized 578 documents covering these articles, conference papers, and book chapters. These were the main things. So this ensured we chaptered both the breadth and the depth of this research in this area. So once the data was finalized, we began analyzing the results, starting with the publication trends. So here we found that publications increased steadily from 2021 to 2024 with 190 papers in 2024, showing that means a peak interest in 2024. As of 2025, 61 papers are already published, indicating continuing momentum. This proves that sustainable supply chain management in e-commerce is a rapidly growing research area. So while publication trends shows the growth, we also explored how authors collaborated and how citations evolved over the time. This is the authorship patterns revealed that collaborations in dominant with only 80 single author workouts of nearly 1400 authors. On an average, each paper had 3.07 co-authors. 3.07 co-authors, showing teamwork is central in this field. International co-authorship was 23% with China, leading both in volume as well as the global partnerships. So beyond who published, we wanted to understand what theme dominates the research. That's where keyword analysis comes in. So our keyword analysis revealed clusters around supply chain clusters these have included supply chain, sustainability, logistics, AI, IoT, as well as the decision making. So this shows that technology and resilience are the two major drivers shaping the future of SSEM in the e-commerce. So alongside these themes, we have identified which journals and countries contributed the most, gave us the deeper insights. So the journal Sustainability had the highest number of publications. That is the Switzerland. Switzerland has the highest thing. The Journal of Operations Management published the most cited paper. That was, and geographically, China led with nearly 45% of publications, followed by the US and Europe, showing the global spread of the interest. Now, moving from research trends to practice, let's see how these findings translate into real world supply chain implementations. We found several real world applications. So, the main things was technology integration, IoT and AI for inventory and logistics optimization. Next, sustainable practices in e commerce means eco friendly packaging, EV fleets, and green logistics. Circular models like recycling, reuse, and reverse logistics like that. And next, resilience. Companies like JD.com adapted quickly during COVID disruptions. So these practices directly link back to the sustainable principles, the triple bottom line, and the supportive policies. So our study confirms SSCM's contribution to the triple bottom line. Economically, it is like cost optimization and the competitiveness. Environmentally, reducing the carbon footprints, and socially, fair labor, consumer trust, and the supplier. So government and corporate policies further support these practices by incentivizing eco-friendly operations and helped SMEs adopt SSCM technologies. So, bringing all of this together, let's summarize the key takeaways and future directions from our study. So, to conclude, sustainable supply chain management in e commerce, it is expanding rapidly. That is leading to globally by China and with strong academia and industrial contributions. Technology adoption, sustainability, and resilience are the key themes driving this growth. Looking forward, areas such as live streaming commerce, AI based decision making, and risk management frameworks will define the next phase of SSCM research. Overall, SSCM enhances competitiveness while promoting economic, environmental, and sustainable supply chain. Sustainability. So, and finally, here are the references that support our analysis and strengthen our findings. So, these are the key academic sources that formed the foundation of our analysis, such as the JD.com case study on resilience and multiple studies on AI and circular supply chains, like that. So, we acknowledge their contribution to helping us draw insights in this research paper. Thank you and looking forward for your questions.
Hello. Yeah, thank you so much for your presentation. We'll be moving on to the next presentation now.
Okay.
Next, we have Jaskaran to present the paper titled Economic Benefits of NMT Implementation on Health and Environment. Are you here? Okay. So, next, we have Aditi to present the paper titled Financial Inclusion Through Medical Insurance, Literacy of Middle Age Class. Are you there? Okay. We have Selva Mani to present the paper titled improving lattice-based cryptography for post-quantum security in IoT and blockchain communications. Silvamani, are you there? Okay, I guess it's not there. Next, we have Iroshan to present the paper Vulnerable Brain Region Identification in the Early Stage of Alzheimer's Disease using Magnetic Resonance Images, a novel unsupervised feature selection algorithm. Are you there, Iroshan? Yes, no. So, we'll be having Naveen to present the paper titled Design of E-Learning System for Cornell Student. Naveen, are you there?
Yes, ma'am. Hi.
You may please start with your presentation.
Yeah. Thank you, ma'am. Please
Most welcome.
permit me to share my screen.
Yeah, you can share your screen.
I hope the screen is visible now.
Yeah, it is visible. You may start with your presentation.
Okay. So, good morning, dear all. And very pleased to discuss my paper designing of a e-learning system for the online student. Myself, Naveen Berde from DMIHR, Maharashtra, India. So, discussing about the abstract, the platform we are proposing is prioritize the flexibility and the accessibility, especially in the post-COVID-19 period. The key feature include address and after the COVID, the online platform demand are very much increasing and moving towards online education as an option. Sorry, as an we can say necessity to the option in the educational field. So after the pandemic, we have seen the very much improvement in the online platform, or we can say that it is the LMS. So address the increasing demand for the flexibility and the interactive of the e-learning and will increase. The second is that the support personalization, progress tracking, and the feedback. Currently, I am working in the DMIHR. It's a Datta Meki Institute of Higher Study and Research. It is a deemed to be university, and we are also offering the online program. So we have realized that the personalized support is required for the learner who are enrolled in the online program, and their progress tracking is a very much important. Also, their feedback, because the learners are come from the different background, and not each and every learner has been tech savvy. So it is a very difficult for the learners who are from the rural background to adopt the new technologies. The next one is that intercorporate key system element to enhance the user experience. Currently, all the LMS are using the graphical user interface, that is the GUI, multimedia content. The most popular LMS, that is the Moodle, Canvas, Blackboard, Telnet, Absorb. These are doing very well, but still there are some gap in that the user is not able to incorporate them with the LMS, the multimedia content, the videos. Sometimes it is like become very difficult to access them. Also, the lack of the simulation plus quizzes, the online platform like the Coursera is doing very well. Still, the success ratio who are enrolling in the online program and the completion ratio is very poor. So, to robust the system, we have some proposed system and planning for that. Again, ensure security data. That is a very important aspect in the online education, that the user or the learner should be convinced or confirm that the data we are sharing with our online platform is encrypted and properly secure. So, what we have suggest that introduction to e-learning, demand and requirement. Support the multi-device access for the flexible learning. For example, the mobile app, the web browser support, and it is also running on the countries like the Nigeria, Gambia, where the internet connectivity is issued. Still, the system should be support the multiple devices, and a single candidate can able access this content from the multiple devices or the systems. Integrate rich media and enhance the engagement. The content we are uploading on the LMS or the online learning system, it should be interact rich media, enhance engagement, incorporate video, simulation, and a discussion board are required to provide the interactive and immersive learning environment. Number 3 is that accommodated drives diverse and customization, customizable learning style. The Blackboard learning system or the style which are currently majorly adopted in the online platform also. The teacher or the faculty member who is already engaged with the traditional teaching are now enter into the online teaching. But the online teaching is a very much different from regular Blackboard teaching. So accommodate diversity and the customizable learning style is required. For that, we need to design inclusive platform that tailor content and delivery method meet varied learner needs and preference. In the distance, it is become very important that the learner should be engaged with the online system or the faculties, and sometimes it is become difficult. For that, we need to find some proper ways or the channel so that these learners are become much more interactive with the current scenario. Again, ensure privacy and the security to build trust. Whatever the content we are sharing or whatever the interaction we are doing with the learners, in a normal classroom, it is become very easy that we have eye contact, the physical expression, the body language. We can identify the learners' challenges. But in online, it is become a challenge, and sometimes the learner are hesitating to share share his challenges. For that, we need to create a secure system that the data should not be leaked, or it will be a very personal while the learners are interacting with faculty member. Now, what are my project objective? Develop an interactive multimedia device compatible platform. We are currently working on it to create a user-friendly e-learning system that accessible on various devices such as the desktop, tablet, smartphone to enhance their engagement and become it rich. Most of the LMS or the learning management system I have explained, like the Moodle, Canvas, are doing already this type of the multi-device compatibility, but still it has some limitations. A limited feature are accessible on all the devices. Again, we need to enable the flexibility access anytime and anywhere. The learner are joining in the online platform are from the different countries. There is a time zone difference. So we need to become our system more flexible that they can access the system anytime and anywhere as per their convenience to increase the respondent ratio. Next is the implement the real-time performance monitoring. Now we are taking the assignment and taking the quiz for evaluate the learner's performance, but sometimes it is become very difficult because on the basis of the one or two assignment or the one or two quizzes, it is difficult to judge a learner. So incorporate tool to track the learner progress system, how much they are using the LMS, what type of they are using, how interactively or what time span they are spending on the LMS. So these are some measurements that we need to be added to perform to measure their performance. Provide timely feedback to learner for continuous improvement. If the learners are facing some challenges, we need to provide the timely feedback, not only the subjective or the faculty wise, but also what are their personal aspects or what are their personal views regarding our online system. So these are some my project objective. We are working on it. We are using some literature review and key themes and finding some gaps. These are the title like connectivitism in the digital learning. It have some gap I have found it that a limited empirical evidence, blended learning, then evidence-based online learning, learner-centered design, and emerging technology. These are some literature. Total 15 literature I have reviewed while doing this paper. Now, this is my research methodology. The system type web-based e-learning platform for the online study and the collaboration. Need of assessment. Again, I am highlighting this point. Evaluate student learning aptitude, ICT skill, and the requirement. So need a continuous assessment to evaluate the learners. Interface design. Simple and user-friendly device. visual appeal device accessibility. Because in the UG program, we are majorly facing that challenge that the user are not so much tech savvy and they require a very simple and user friendly with the minimum functions so that they can easily access the our learning management system, learning tool and activity, multimedia content, quiz, discussion boards, group work, peer making. These are some learning tools
Sorry to
we
interrupt
can
you,
adopt
sir,
for that.
but you have 1 minute to conclude your presentation.
Okay, ma'am. Okay. So I will move to my conclusion. These are some methods I am using for the sampling and the data collections. This is my data analysis and the key finding that the most of students prefer the live chat, technical support and the flexibility and self-paced learning instead of the like a mail or some ticket management system where they can raise their concern why the ticket. Gamification is also a very primary aspect that it can motivate the learner for joining accessibility and the customizations, quizzes and assessment. Finally, sorry. Yes, this is my future scope and directions. So enhance the interchangeability, accessibility, and equality for the device learner, support learner with disability, language barriers, and socio-economical challenge. This is a one of for the challenge I have seen while doing the research that the language and the accent is a differ from country to country or from region to region. So it is also difficult for learner to acquire or understand the teacher language and their concept. Research and apply universal design principle in a e-learning that the different universities or the different platform are different using different type of the learning management system and integrate emerging technologies such as AI, VR, and adaptive learning algorithm are required for them. These are some references. If you have any questions.
Thank you so much for your presentation. We will be moving on to the next presentation. So just checking in, do we have Jaskaran Singh Sehni to present his paper, Economic Benefits of NMT Implementation on Health and Environment?
Yes.
Yeah, so can you please present the paper?
I'll just share my screen.
Yeah. I know your name, please. Yeah. So is anybody presenting on the behalf of Jaskaran here?
Hello. Yes, ma'am. I'll be presenting on behalf of Jaskaran.
Okay, what's your name?
It's Ariha Malik.
Ariha. Ariha, are you one of the authors?
Yes, I worked on it.
Okay, I'll just check. Okay. You can begin with your presentation.
It will take me a little while to share the screen. Is it okay?
Yeah, I'll just check. To what I know, Jaskaran has 3 authors, Jaskaran, Dinesh, and Bhavna.
Yes.
Yeah, so you are not one of them, right?
Yes.
So you cannot present on his behalf then?
Will there be an issue?
Yeah, only the authors or the co-authors can present on the behalf of the author.
All right. If I get in touch with Bhavna, the other author, Bhavna Chahar, will she be able to present?
Yeah, if any of the co-authors is, you get in touch with any of the co-authors, they can present on his behalf.
Okay.
Great. Thank you. Just check with the team and let you know. Because you won't be getting any certificate in case even if you present on his behalf. So are you fine with that? Mm. Okay, so moving ahead with the next presentation. Do we have Aditi to present the paper? Title Financial Inclusion Through Health Insurance Literacy of Middle Age Class.
Yes, ma'am.
Aditi, please begin with your presentation.
Okay, thank you. Just a minute. I'm having issues with sharing the screen. I'm audible, ma'am?
Aditi, please start. Your screen is not shared.
Ma'am, I have issues with sharing the screen. Just a minute, ma'am.
No, it is not visible. Can you share it again?
Just 1 minute, ma'am.
Uh,
Ma'am, I am confusing how to share the screen. Will you
okay,
help
so
me?
you can see a share button.
Yes, ma'am. Yes, ma'am, I open it.
Yeah. Can you see the share button?
Yes,
Kindly
yes.
click on it, then you can share your PPT easily. Aditi, can you share now?
Yes, ma'am.
But I'm unable to see your screen.
Okay, ma'am, it's ready.
Yeah, please share.
Audible, ma'am?
Yeah, you're audible.
Okay, so hi everyone. My name is Aditi Verma PC, and I'm a MCOM graduate student in Amrita Vishwavidyapitham, Amrita campus, Kerala, India. So here I'm going to present my paper, which titled "The Financial Inclusion Through Health Insurance Literacy of Middle-Aged Class." So, this paper mainly explores the intricate relationship between financial literacy and health insurance literacy as a key determinants to foster financial inclusion among the middle aged class. So, financial inclusion is a key factor, a term that serves for economic and social development. Also, it contributes significantly to the social equity and nation. So, basically, the financial inclusion is a process and effort to ensure all the individuals and businesses have access to and effectively utilize the financial product and services such as banking, insurance, savings, and other forms in an affordable and appropriate manner. So the study extends beyond insurance areas like health insurance. For the helpful intersection of health insurance literacy and financial literacy, the study mainly focuses on middle-aged class, a crucial demographic segment. So for the study, I choose this specific segment group because they are the vital part of workforce and economy, and they this age this stage in life where they represent where they make crucial decision about their family for themselves, especially the financial decision for themselves and their family, and also balancing their career, their education, and their study, also take many financial responsibilities on their shoulder. So this make them a perfect group for this study on the topic of health insurance literacy. And so now we can move on to also it have significant impact on the middle age class on long term financial stability. So this age make relevant more relevant for the study. So move on to financial literacy and the health insurance literacy. Financial literacy simply means the knowledge and ability to understand, so to manage our finance very effectively. So not only the knowledge and ability, but also having the potential capacity about to understand, to analyze, and help us to take a wise decision. So financial literacy empowers people to make smart decisions, which lead to greater stability and a secure future. So coming to health insurance literacy is a critical component for financial well-being. As we heard many times about the insurance term, what is insurance? Insurance is the financial protection against financial losses in an unexpected events. So health insurance is another type of insurance that covers wholly or partially the risk of a person incurring medical expenses in exchange of a premium, which cover a wide
Aditi,
range.
are you changing slides by any chance because your slide is stuck on the first one?
No, ma'am, I'm not changing. I'm
Okay,
explaining
great.
the points. Okay, so coming back to the point, the health insurance is the insurance that covers wholly or partially the risk of a person in exchange of a premium, which cover wide range of medical expenses such as doctor's visit, emergency care, hospitalization, surgeries. So, health insurance is very the primary purpose of health insurance is to provide financial protection in case of illness, sudden accidents, sudden serious medical conditions. Also, by reducing these expenses, it helps us to protect our life savings and also prevent us from unexpected healthcare costs. Therefore, health insurance literacy is the ability or the knowledge to understand, to choose, and to use the right healthcare plan very effectively. It goes beyond that. Not only just simply having health insurance plan or card in your wallet or in your hand, it's about having the right skills or the right approach, the right knowledge to how to use it effectively while managing your finance. So, health insurance this requires understanding about the various health insurance product, the key concept and their implications for making informed decision making. So therefore this create necessity about awareness of health insurance, having awareness about health insurance which act as a financial safety net and ensuring a secure and healthy life. So, from the existing research, there's recognized a research gap in link between the financial literacy and health insurance literacy. How it influences the individual's ability to uh, making informed decision related to health related financial decision within this particular age group. So, after establishing the research gap, we set out to achieve the four key objectives. First, we aim to assess the current level of health insurance literacy and financial literacy among the middle age class. Second one, we want to analyze the association between demographic variables and awareness of health insurance terms. Third, to assess the factors which have influence on health insurance purchase decision. And finally, to evaluate the satisfaction level of middle age class regarding the key elements of health insurance. So, to guide our study, we formulated null hypotheses. The first one is to stated that there is no association between health status and their visit to health clinic. Second one, there is no association between demographic variables and the awareness of health insurance terms. So let's move on to the core of our study, the research methodology. The studies adopted descriptive and analytical.
I guess now you are moving slides,
Yes, ma'am, I'm moving.
but I cannot see your slide moving. So can you please do it once again? Maybe we can see it now.
Is it
Yeah, now it is. Great.
okay? So previous objective slide is visible, ma'am. This slide.
Yes, it is visible.
Okay. So let's move on to the core of our study, research methodology. The studies adopted descriptive and analytical approach to understand the relationship between health insurance and financial literacy, and also the association between various health insurance terms. Our sampling unit consists 101 middle-aged respondents from Kozhikode district in Kerala, and we used a convenience sampling technique as our sampling units are selected as per the convenience of the researcher for the easily access and readily available. And fourth, we used in order to collect data from the directly from the respondents to for getting specific information. We used the interview schedule as a data collection tool. Finally, the statistical tool we used to analyze our data is mean score and chi-square. Uh, so these tools are very essential for testing the hypothesis. So here we have our data analysis, which focus on mean score of financial literacy and health insurance literacy. From the table of financial literacy, it's clear that the financial risk and financial knowledge, the respondent shows which highest mean score, which state that the current level of financial literacy among the middle ages is quite strong. While looking to the table of health insurance literacy, the relevance of health insurance is highly recognized, but with a mean score of 3.8, but the overall awareness level of health insurance shows below average. So this suggests that there is a gap between health insurance relevance and overall awareness, where individuals generally recognize the importance of health insurance in their life, but they lack the detailed understanding or detailed knowledge about the various health insurance awareness terms. So here we tested first hypothesis that there is no association between health status and their visit to health clinic. So by performing chi-square test, one of the statistical tool. So Pearson, so here test shows that the Pearson chi-square is value 21.299 and the p-value is showing 0.006. So as p-value is less than 0.05, the null hypothesis that it's zero is rejected. So we can conclude that. Hence, we can conclude that there is statistically significant association.
Sorry to interrupt you, but you have 1 minute to conclude your presentation.
1 minute. Okay, ma'am. Between the health status and their visit to health clinic. So the next we have second hypothesis tested. Here we take the two variables, age and employment, as other variables such as gender and education as shows no health insurance terms. So from the in case of age and employment, the terms that are most aware with the health insurance awareness is deductible claim and cashless mediclaim, also the premium and exclusion, as the terms are highly associated with as the p value is less than 0.05. Okay, so coming to, so next we assess the factors that influence health insurance purchase decision. From the table, it's clear that understand the most influencing factor is the range of risk covered with the highest mean score. So the second, the personal health needs and affordability of premium. So the people from the findings, it indicates that the people are most concerned with the wide range of policy that cover the wide range of risk and the affordability of premium, and also giving importance to their family health need, family and personal health needs. So the people are looking for the policy which have comprehensive coverage of policies that what they can afford the premium. And so when we look at next, we look into the satisfaction level, the last objective of our study, satisfaction level of key elements of health insurance. So here the respondents is highly reported that above average satisfaction with the key elements of health insurance. The first one is payment and customer service. So the key elements is represent the direct interactions and one of the physical practical experience a person has with their health insurance. So this help truly to determine a policy holder satisfaction beyond just having the coverage. So in overall, the it suggests that overall consumer satisfaction with health insurance is generally positive. So based on our findings, we have few key suggestions which promote financial well-being. The first one is essential. It is essential to enhance financial inclusion by focusing on through health insurance awareness. Second, we recommend to launching the awareness programs, more awareness programs to highlight the importance of significance of health insurance. In a person's life, especially among the middle age class. And finally, we suggest that to seek government action, to government endorsement to create policies and financial incentives such as subsidies, tax credit, to promote the importance of health insurance or to mandate the necessity of health insurance. So, in conclusion, our study reveals that there is a critical knowledge gap. While the middle age class is financially literate and they are highly aware about the relevance of health insurance, but they lack the detailed knowledge of specific health insurance terms. Then we find out that the purchase decision of respondents is largely need based on what they are focused on, what covered, what they can afford, how their family health matters. Finally, this study highlights the health insurance is a key to financial inclusion by creating more financially secure and health conscious generation. So, health insurance literacy among youth is essential not only for addressing the current health need but also to foster the responsibility in long-term financial planning. Thank you,
Thank you
ma'am.
so much for your presentation. We'll be moving on to the next presentation now.
Thank you, ma'am.
Thank you so much. Do we have Selvan money to present this paper? Do we have Selva money? Do we have Iroshan to present his paper? Do we have Iroshan? Okay. So, I sincerely want to thank our authors for their excellent presentations and contribution in this session, and all our participants for being a part of this international conference. I hope this session was informative enough for all of you. We, on the behalf of the whole team, thank you for your support during this fourth version and all the three versions of the conference. We will be happy to have you in the fifth version in 2026 as well. All the presenters would be getting their digital certificates through email within 2 working days, and the publication will be live within 7 to 8 months. So kindly cooperate with the team of ISBM 2025. Before ending the session, I would like to take a moment to thank our session chair, Professor Rupali Mahajan, for chairing this session. Thank you so much, ma'am. Would you like to share a quick closing remark with us? Ma'am, would you like to share a quick closing remark with us? This is a token of appreciation to the chair on the behalf of the whole team of ISBM 2025 and Global Knowledge Research Foundations and partners. Before ending this session, I would request everyone to kindly turn on their cameras for a quick snapshot. Everyone kindly turn on your cameras for a quick snapshot. Thank you so much, everyone. Thank you for the session. Thank you for your valuable presence. Bye-bye. Take care.